الرحمن الرحيم وبقوته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبقدرته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبهيبته بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبجلالي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبجمالي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبكمالي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبفضلي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مدد يا سيدي يا سيد السادات, the master of masters, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قد ضاقت خلتي قد ضاقت خلتي with ha or kha. قد ضاقت خلتي أدركني وأدركنا يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Take us note how to understand Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How to understand. We're trying to understand different sciences in Islam. We've been talking about the astrology and astronomy and the letters, letterism, ilmu haruf, different sciences. All of them coming from prophets. How to understand the source of Allah. Everyone describes him differently. All these qasidas and naat that people are singing, praising Prophet, poems people are writing, praising Prophet in different ways. How to understand prophets? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Ya Sayyidi Malad, you are representing Prophet. You are representing Prophet for us. Who is? Never mind. When it calls, angels come. Leave it be. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Sayyid al-Awliya wal-Akhirin. How to understand Sayyid al-Sadat, master of masters. Every master, every sheikh, every wali, every prophet took their teachings about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from Sayyidina Muhammad. He said, I was prophet, call Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I was prophet when Adam was between water and clay. He wasn't made yet, created yet. Already he was prophet. What did Mawlana Shaykh Nazim used to say? Allahu la sharika lahu. Allah is wahdahu la sharika, one and no partner for him. And Muhammad, no partner for him also. One Chisti Sheikh from Chisti Tariqat from India, Afzaluddin, Baba Afzaluddin Nizami. He said to me once, you saw prophets? He said, when you see Prophet, you think you saw Allah. But he's not Allah. So what's in Arabic brave? Brave. Shaja. I was looking while they were reciting. My memory is okay for 2 minutes. More than that is too much. Shaja. Shaja. Brave ones. Who were the brave ones? The ones who fought the enemy? Might be. But really the brave ones, to do what Prophet did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he went with Jibril on Isra and Miraj. We mention this story always. They reached, after all their travels through all the regions of the heavens and earth, seeing all the, we were looking at the astrology, the different spheres. After the sun and moon and planets, you come to the Arsh and the Kursi and beyond. And they tried to, Shuyukh, who are masters of those sciences, tried to explain. It passed through all of that. Everything that the mind can grasp from Allah's sciences. They came to a place, if you can call it a place, Sidratul Muntaha. Quran describes it. The farthest lote tree. I don't know what's a lote tree. We could get one and put it in a pot here. A tree. What does it look like, a lote tree? I don't know. The farthest boundary. Maulana Sheikh Nazim and Maulana Sheikh Hashem, Allah bless them, described it as the limit, all the sciences, everything, the limit that the mind can understand. Who travels through every region, every possibility of journeying through this world and Mulk and Malakut and Jabarut. Finally, you come to a place, this is the border, the boundary. What's beyond? Prophet said to Jibril, what's after this? And Jibril said, Wallahu a'lam wa Rasul, I don't know, I never came this far before. What's beyond? We didn't reach our Lord yet. We saw all his kingdoms, dominions a better word than kingdoms. What's after this? Jibril said, Ya Rasulullah, I can't go beyond this. If I go past this, my existence will burn up. I can't come back again. I can't come back. He was hesitating. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Shaja, Shuja, brave. Who was the brave one? Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said, even I disappear from my existence, I have to go on. He was called. Adna. It's a metaphor, no one can understand what it means because it's an endless loop. Or Adna means or 2 bows lengths or nearer, or nearer, or nearer, or nearer. There's no end to it. It's a vanishing perspective, a vanishing situation, continuously moving past. The mind can't grasp it. More than numbers. Prophet went for his nation, for all of us. He went to Qaba Qawsaini or Adna, entered the world of the divine names and attributes. Adamu, Asma wa Sifat. Sifini, describe me, the divine voice came. Kahar, Sayyid Hashem would say, Prophet answered. Overpowering everything means he entered the world of the names. Beyond absolute Ilah, no one can know. Oh, Haqq, the real. No one, you can't describe. What does Haqq mean? True. True is a small word. Absolute. It's a word of absolute. Qahar. Wahidul Qahar. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. They say awesome. Everyone uses the word awesome now. How is the coffee? It's awesome. How was the concert? Awesome. How was any? Awesome. Awesome for the world of Asma wa Sifat, to approach the divine names and attributes. Absolute through himself, known through his names and attributes and his acts. And hidden, no one knows but him. The Prophet went to that. And bringing back everything we have for our religion, coming from that, can't say place, coming from that position, coming from that presence. And after Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the shuja, the brave ones? The ones who left their existence to try to do their best to follow Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, seek knowledge even up to China. In those days, there was no cars and no planes and no trains. So go, it's to the end of the world to exert yourself. When after the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sahaba and Tabi'in and Tabi'in, they exerted themselves to go everywhere to find hadiths. There was one living here, one living there in the mountains. They took hadiths from Prophet. After that time, there was a wali living in such a place, and they used to go. They tried to go beyond themselves. Astaghfirullah. Shuja. Like people watching a war movie. Oh, look how brave they are. No, I'm sitting in a chair eating popcorn. I'm like them. No, I'm not like them. We're not like them. They were towering personalities. May Allah grant us something from their heavenly power, their heavenly presence. So weak. Bayezid Bastami, Qaddasallahu Sirruhu. He was Sultan al-Arifin. Whole sciences, he knew it. He was the king of the knowers, the most advanced one in every Islamic science. He said, no, it's not enough. I want to know the real situation of prophets. All of them coming from prophets. Imam Ahmed Buni, he said, I'm asking to be at the junction between wujud wa imkan wa wujud, possibility and what comes into existence. As if to go to the head, the source of the Nile, where water comes. I'm asking to be how all this comes into being. Where's the source for that? I want to know. His prophets, everything coming through him, all knowledge coming through him, spreading through him. Umid al-Himam, he gave all the himmah, all the kinds. Bayezid, Wali had a huge power. I'm going to use all my power to find the real situation of prophets. I want to know that. He made his niyat and he went to pray 2 rakahs to begin the journey. A voice came to him. Stop, turn back, turn back. You can't go. In front of you is a barrier. You can't touch that barrier, you'll burn up. You can't go. And Awliya are not like us. Shuja. He said, don't tell me I can't go. I'm going. If you say you can't go, more he's going. You can't do that? Oh, yeah? Going. Passed to the first one, a voice came. No, turn back. Not only one barrier, 70,000 barriers of fire. You pass one, you go out of existence, you can't come back into existence again. Where they reached? Shuja. Sadat, masters, real masters. We're imitation only. They brought something, teachings. We have only, what did Sayyidina Osman say? Don't say you recited Quran. Say you recited what was available. We don't know anything. We don't know. We're less than beginners. They say religion. So many books of philosophy and religion and spirituality, you can't understand what they're saying. They're trying to describe something doesn't fit in the mind. How you describe what doesn't fit in the mind? Anything you say is words that go to the mind. Like this, like that, like this, like that, and this instrument can't use it. قُلْ إِن كُنتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. We're asking to follow him. How we can follow him? إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. The important thing to know, niyat, intention. The power of intention. The power of intention. With that power, we can go. Don't say I can't. Sheikh Nazim used to tell the story of an ant. I saw on the internet the other day on my phone, not even a computer. They calculated how many ants there are on Earth. They came up with a number. It was 40. Where they got that, I don't know. And so many zeros. Continue, many zeros. Here's how many ants. I wrote back, no, we have to know exactly how many. And I want to know their names also. Then we find out what each one is up to. You see an ant, who knows what he's doing? There was an ant. I was stalling till it came back to me. There was an ant one time. And he was sitting with the other ants, some of them, not the whole 40 quintillion. Some ants were sitting. And one ant said to the other, I'm going to go to Hajj. I'm intending to go to Mecca Mukarramah. I want to see Kaaba Sharif. The other ants looked at him, what they said to him. Idiot. Ahmak. Fool. How you can go to Hajj? You're an ant. How you're going to go? They were somewhere, who knows where they were. Ethiopia or with Hussein or someplace, an ant. I'm going to Hajj. Oh, that's my intention. I'm intending to stand in front of Kaaba. And his intention was firm. He made a true intention. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. He set off and said bye-bye to the other ants, and he began to move. He came to a place, suddenly a dark object, like a mountain, came down over him. What was it? He jumped on for dear life, not to get crushed. He fell down. And it began to move. He's hanging on to that. What was it? It took some time. Going like that. It's at sea. Coming to land, coming down again, coming. Finally, after some time, that thing sits down and the ant climbed off and looked. It was a piece of baggage from one Haji going to Mecca. The ant climbed down and saw there's Kaaba in front of it. Allah gave him according to his intention. We're intending to follow Awliya. Their ways is not easy. Their tests are not easy. It's not easy. Shujaa, they're brave ones. They went to try to their best to follow prophets as much as they could with their power until divine help came to carry them. Prophet reached to Sidratul Muntaha and then divine it was taken. It was taken. Every believer has a Isra and Miraj to their own level written for them. If we reach it, we're asking to reach. We were sitting once in Itikaf, the last 10 days of Ramadan. 1 year we were in Itikaf. And different things happen. We're supposed to not speak, but we wound up speaking at night after Taraweeh, blah, 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 blah. And people, there were some of us, I don't know, there was 8, 10 people. They were recounting their dreams, how they saw Prophet. I said, I saw him like this. I saw him like this. I never saw anything. Wow, you guys saw everything like that. So, alhamdulillah, I saw Maulana Shaykh in a dream. Thanks to Allah. I was thinking like that. Next night, Maulana Shaykh Nazim sent word to us, your itikaf is to be with me. If I'm going somewhere, you cover your eyes, look down, and come and sit where I'm sitting. That's your itikaf. Don't say you're by yourself reaching something, you have to be where I am. We went. It was a small apartment in London. English apartments are small. And the men were sitting in one area, ladies in another area. And Sheikh was sitting on the sofa with the host and his father. They were Arabic speaking people, either Syrian or African. And they were speaking, and in front of the Sheikh was one Egyptian guy translating. He was in the itikaf with us, and we were talking about, I saw a prophet like this, I saw a prophet. I never saw anything. I saw Maulana Shaykh. And they're sitting, they're speaking Arabic, and that Egyptian guy is turning around and translating to us. There's 15 or 20 of us sitting, reads. He says something, he turns around and translates. I'm sitting behind the translator. And the son, our host, there was a son and his father. The son said to Shaykh Nazim, I had a dream, that Prophet ﷺ was sitting on a throne, and it became Shah Naqshband when I looked. Then the father told his dream. He He said, I was looking and Prophet was sitting on a throne. And when I looked closer, it became you. When he said like that, the translator turned to say, wait a minute. When he turned around, he faced us. And I was sitting right behind him, he was talking to me. Sheikh Nazim leaned over the head of the translator and said, and it became you. I said, Sheikh Nazim looked at me and went, just I was complaining. I never saw a Prophet, but I saw him. Who was the Sheikh? How is the Sheikh a Sheikh? Who was Grand Sheikh? Who was Ibn Arabi? Who was Abdul Qadir Jailani? On behalf of Prophet, more than on behalf of. It was something. Allah knows. In kuntum tuhibbuna Allah, fattabi'uni yuhibbukum Allah. You want Allah to love you? Prophets. That ayat is in Prophet's words. If you want Prophet Allah to love you, follow me, said Prophet. Fattabi'uni yuhibbukum Allah. Allah didn't say, if you want me to love you, follow me, I will love you. He said, Prophet's words, if you want Allah to love you, follow me, Allah will love you. It's like that. Ya Rasulullah. We can't begin to know anything. As that Sheikh said to me, you saw a Prophet? I said, I don't see. When you see him, you think you saw Allah. It's all great, but it's not Allah. Can't imagine. We can't imagine. We didn't begin this religion. Who began? Christians didn't begin their Christianity. Jewish didn't begin their Judaism. Who understood their prophets? Well, we heard something from someone came down to our day. They went to one of the Sahabi. Perhaps it was Abu Dar or one of them when he was old. As we were saying, they used to go around and find Sahaba who were still alive after the time of Prophet. This was in Sahih Bukhari, I think. A group of Tabi'in or Tabi'in went to visit him and say, tell us, Ya Ashab Rasulullah, you saw Prophet. What was it like in the time of Prophet? They wanted to know what it was like. We take our religion not second-hand, third-hand like that. We take it how many, 1,500, how much is a generation? 18 years, 20 years, how many hand-me-downs we have? There's a game that they play sometimes. They sit in a circle. One person tells a story, whispers it to the next one. The next one whispers it to the next. When it comes around, the last person in the line tells us it's completely different. They asked that Sahabi, what was it like in the time of prophets? He said, everything we had is gone now. Only the salat is there, namaz. That's the only thing we have left, and that's different also. We want to reach to where the Awliya reached, to the source, to take pure from the source. May Allah make us shuja from those brave ones. They went, they left their understanding, they left their ideas. I want to know from the sources, pure springs. Kunu Rabbaniyin, that's the meaning for that, one of the meanings. Allah said, no prophet and no holy person, no one given hikmah, wisdom, ever called people to himself. They were calling people Kunu Rabbaniyin, be Rabbaniyin. Those who reached the sources, to be dressed in lights, they became fountains of lights. May Allah grant us to reach one of them and to drink from that fountain. بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة. We stop short. This is the problem. I want to show Jah now. Fatiha. Speaker also, especially. Fatiha. Alhamdulillah, he granted something to think about. I never thought to speak this. What am I going to speak? I don't know. We started with ants. Shaykh Nazim said, it starts with nonsense, finally comes to something important. He sat at the dinner table one night, some Greek person came. It started with nothing, but and finally came down. Said, see, you start, and finally you come.